Okay, students, welcome. Hopefully you are looking at this video at the very beginning of class so you can understand what is expected of you for your midterm and your final. We'll be looking at your midterm and final essays. I do have some resources for you that will help you out. By all means, look through those. They show you basic essay structures and grammar guides and things along those lines. So if you're having grammatical errors or issues like that, you can catch those. Though using Grammarly will very much help you. I also give you an example that you can take a look at. Let's see if it opens it up. This is more to try to capture the formatting than anything else. So what I'm looking for whenever it comes to formatting is your name and my name and the class number, the date, the your last name and page numbers and top, things like that, your title, in a general structure. You don't have to incorporate any image work whenever you're doing a cross analysis or anything like that if you can't or don't want to, but you do need to refer to the item and what have you. This one doesn't have any citations, but I would like to see some citations either in the very beginning on the top. Underneath your information here, you can put in your 2 citations, or if you're doing your journal critique, your 1 citation in Chicago style format. That's what I want to see. That way, whenever you're referring to the items throughout, you can just refer to the title and not have to worry about the full citation or the page number if you're doing the journal critique. Because you shouldn't really be pulling from any other sources if possible. So that's how I want you to do your citations in general for these short essay styles. It's a little bit different from a research article or a research paper. So hopefully it's going to be different. So it's going to be a little bit challenging, but everything's challenging at first. But hopefully it will be a little bit easier once you get the hang of it. Let's look at your midterm paper. This is due on week 8. 350 to 600 words on these World War II posters. Ensure proper formatting, grammar, and spelling, and citation adherence. Explore the shared elements and distinctions between this Philippines / U.S. propaganda poster of World War I and the German propaganda poster. I have the hyperlinks down below. They'll take you directly to those, and they may even have some good information for you on there. Let's take a look at this guy here. So yeah, there you go. There's one of them, and then there is another one here. And there it is. Those are those 2. You're analyzing pieces of artwork. By all means, you can look up some extra information over that artwork outside of the stuff and bring it in, but make sure you are citing that material. You'll then have to create a works cited page, kind of like an MLA. We call it a bibliography in Chicago. They're relatively the same. Because one thing to note is that for German posters, World War I, they didn't depict the opposite side as bestial or evil creatures like the American posters and British posters did to the Germans. Now, World War II, that's a whole different ballgame. But that's just something to think about whenever you're going into this. And speaking about thinking, there are some guiding questions. I have 5 guiding questions there for you that will help you move into the right direction. One of them that's very important that you should also try to make sure that you comment on and analyze a little bit with your opinion, but don't use personal pronouns. That's part of the grammatical thing. Is why is it valuable to explore diverse perspectives on an event even when they seem contradictory? Those are some. That's one of the big ones. Is why is it important to look at opposite points of views whenever it comes to history? But yeah, You want to look at shared common elements, non-common elements, distinctive elements that are between those two. So compare and contrast it. This is a compare and contrast essay in short. So hopefully that will help you on that. Go back. And we will look at your final paper. Final paper is due on the finals week. 350 to 600 word critique over an academic journal. Again, adhere to proper formatting and check for spelling, grammar, and all that. I do have some examples and guides for you on those things. So, again, just like the comparative analysis example, you want to follow that formatting. And I have those grammar guides and things along those lines. So, on to the article. If you looked, I remember seeing it in the journal, not the journal, the syllabus video. You can access it through that link. It will take you to the JSTOR. You will have to log in through the school library, and then you'll read this article. There it is. And it will log me in. And there it is. It's approximately 25 pages, but to be all honest, whenever you take out some of the extra stuff in there and what have you, it's more like 20 pages. It is a heavier article, so I do highly recommend reading it from the beginning. And you'll notice that they use footnotes, citations. This is a Chicago style, Turabian style citation, as most historians do. This is a historiography. You do not have to do footnotes or endnotes for my stuff. You can do parenthetical citations like you have done in MLA. Chicago has adopted some of those for general reviews, but this is a historiography. So, see, he does kind of one right there, 9-10. But yeah, there's his bibliography. You want to take a look at all of this. You're analyzing it as a reviewer, not just as a student reading for general information. Like, you should already know about the Harlem Renaissance before really diving into this. Now you're analyzing the way that historians analyze the Harlem Renaissance. That's what historiography does. And so you're analyzing this article that's analyzing the way that historians analyze the Harlem Renaissance. I know that's a lot of analyzation, but it is. It's what we do. So you're going to determine whether or not his article is generally good, whether or not he has a good selection of citations, good use of primary sources. Look over the footnotes. Why did he choose to put this information in the footnotes and not actually incorporate it? You might talk about that. You might give your opinion on how he could have incorporated that information or how he shouldn't have, and he's doing just fine. Or he shouldn't have expanded his footnotes to being that size at all. That is an opinion, and you are providing that in your critique. But yeah, look over it, check it for the major items that you'll need. There we go. There you go. Don't expect to get this essay or the other one done in one night. You're gonna have to take some time, revise and edit your work, read over it, add to it, take away from it if you need to. And of course, I got some guiding questions for you on this one. You want to explore the author's treatment of the long-term effects discussed by the event, analyze the impact of the historical event on various groups of people. Does he mention this stuff? Does he mention how the Harlem Renaissance affects more than just African Americans out of Harlem? And how does he do it? Assess the persistence of bias in the author's writing. Does he have any bias? How can you tell? Provide reasons for your evaluation on whether or not, like I said, how can you tell? Scrutinize if the author omits any critical aspects about the subject and the potential implications. So, as he is analyzing historiography of the material, is he glossing over major events on why it is studied the way it is studied, in your opinion? Or does he detail those out? Examine the new insights gained from the article on the subject. What did you learn from the material? Evaluate the overall writing quality of the article. Did you get confused? Did you get lost? Was the author writing in circles at times that just seemed to repeat the same material just so that he can hit a word count? Did he go over simplification on certain stuff that needed more explanation, more expansion? These are things that you can look for. These are things that you should also look for in your own writing. But that's why we are in school. We're practicing. So we don't end up having a bad article. But yeah, your critique should offer a comprehensive analysis while maintaining clarity and coherence. So make sure that you don't speak in circles or anything along those lines. Anyways, those are the 2 essays. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I will see you guys later.